one of my favorite 3X Advanced components is the 3X Burst. Now this is a new component that I've come out with lately to really define how momentum must accelerate before front foot strike. So if we're going to create explosive hip rotation in front foot strike, not only do we have to connect the leg drive into the rotation, which is through 3X foot sync, we have to make sure that at the end it's explosive, because the beginning of the movement is just to get into position and to give us some momentum to work with. And then ultimately, just before our front foot lands, that's when we open up and we move into triple extension. So triple extension really doesn't occur until just before front foot strike. And the last component of it is that ankle kick. And that is when power is enhanced. So low velocity pitchers will typically start this base speed, and even as they try to move into triple extension, it's really not explosive. It's just kind of like, okay? And high velocity guys don't do that. High velocity guys are very explosive through that triple extension. They're very boom. So the 3X Burst is just to emphasize the importance of the speed, the power production that must come through triple extension. It's not good enough just to get posed. You know, we're not dancers here. We're not just trying to pose into that position, because we can do that. We actually have to, it's got to be a product where it has to produce power. And that 3X Burst is defining that. If we don't have a burst of speed through triple extension before front foot strike, we will not create optimal hip rotation. We will not create explosive hip rotation, therefore we will not create optimal hip shoulder separation. So as important it is to triple extend before front foot strike, it's just as important for the high velocity pitcher that that is a burst of speed. That is everything you have out of your drive leg, the hardest and fastest it can explode and extend into front foot strike, which is going to give you a better chance of creating your max hip rotation. So like I said, momentum must accelerate. It starts off with that base speed, gets into position, and then boom, it bursts to triple extension. Great guy to watch is Brandon Morrow. Or watch how when he hits and into triple extension, he almost comes out of his shoes. It's just like if you're trying to get a vertical jump. Michael Jordan, he would go down and then boom, it's that burst of speed that is so critical. Now that burst of speed is very much fast twitch, explosive muscle fiber. So that's what we're training. That's why we need to be in programs that train explosive, quick twitch movements, so we can have that burst of speed coming through that triple extension. So any drills, lifts, and exercises that would support it are going to be, of course, any of the power lifts and the Olympic lifts that are training specifically triple extension. Because in an Olympic lift, if you don't do the same, if you don't burst through triple extension, how are you going to move 75% of your max or 85% of your max? You're not going to do it. So the guys, if you're a guy not training in a program that forces your body to create those bursts of power through your lower half to perform the movement, or you're not training in an explosive manner, then you're going to be that low velocity pitcher who's keeping that same rate of speed the whole way through and never creating that burst in triple extension. So though all those Olympic lifts, even the plyometric lifts, all the power explosive jump lifts are going to train that burst of speed that you need to apply in your delivery. Also, when you're in any of your med throws, any of your target throws, you need to make sure you're aware of that burst. Everything is a burst. And that's another thing. The reason I love this component, because it takes out the analysis out of it, or it takes the, what I call the analysis paralysis. We all get caught up in, am I triple extending? Okay, you're triple extending, barely, but let's get into the ballistics of it. Let's get into the burst. Where's the power? So the point is, the 3X Burst is telling you that you're an athlete here. Not only do you have to be hitting these components, but you have to be exploding through them. And that's the 3X Burst. So in all of your throws, if you're not exploding and bursting through triple extension, then you're wasting your time in the movements. And a lot of guys who get into the 3X programs, when they send in their videos, they're not bursting. They're just going through the motions. Guys, don't just take this component as, oh, I get it. Really let it sink in. This should, every time you throw and move, you should do it with the 3X Burst. All right, so that's the 3X Advanced component, 3X Burst.